Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're following along my YouTube channel, you know that I'm in the middle of creating videos for CCNA 200-301 course. Meanwhile, Cisco introduced a new blueprint for this exam last week on 22nd of May 2024. This new topics will be effective by August 20th, 2024. So if you have already booked your exam prior to this date, you don't have to worry about it. But if you're planning to take this exam after this date, you need to know what are the new changes. Now let's review what are the changes and what is the difference between version 1.0 and 1.1. If you are planning to take CCNA 200-301 exam, please do not rely on this video and always check the Cisco's website for the latest news, because when you're watching this video, things might have been changed. For version 1.1, that you can download the blueprint from Cisco's website now. I went through the changes and compare version 1.0 to version 1.1 and actually drafted some categorization. I'm not saying it's very rock solid thing, but to better and for simplicity and for better explanation, I divided the changes into different categories. First one, minor changes, and the second one, major changes. For minor changes, I actually subdivided the changes to 4 different subcategories: clarifications, grammatical errors that have been fixed, rewordings, and layout changes. For major changes, I divided the changes into 2 groups. First one, extensions and replacements, and the other for inclusions and exclusions. For minor changes, I just give you a couple of examples or more or less. But for major changes, I will show you each and every single change that has been applied to the new blueprint. First, let's review minor changes and clarifications. Clarifications are the changes that actually they added some words to a specific topic and made it more clear. Like for 2.1c, instead of connectivity, they mentioned inter-VLAN connectivity, which is a VLAN topic. So you know that they mean how you can communicate between different VLANs when you have different VLANs with different subnets in a LAN. Or for 3.2a, instead of longest match, they mentioned longest prefix match. Same thing, but a bit more descriptive. Or for 4.5, which is talking about syslog messages, instead of just levels, they mention severity levels, which is the correct form of the things, because you know that those alerts, warnings, debugging different syslog levels, we call them severity levels, not just levels. For grammatical errors that are resolved, they're just minor things, like for 4.7, at the end of the sentence, they had policing shaping, and they fixed it by adding an and, policing and shaping. Or for like 5.4, instead of policies, they mentioned policy, or instead of policies elements, policy element. They fixed the grammatical issues on the sentence. For rewardings, a couple of examples are 1.1b. Instead of L2 and L3 switches, they mentioned layer 2 and layer 3 switches, which is the same thing. Or for 5.8, instead of differentiate, they mentioned compare. Same thing, different wording. For layout changes, this specific change can be categorized in other categories as well, but I just put it as a layout change. 1.3.c, instead of concepts of POE, they just moved it to 1.1h and changed it to POE. Same thing. In my idea, it's the same thing, because at the CCNA level, we talk about certain point of POE and how we can benefit from it in the LANs. Or for 1.9a, instead of mentioning each unicast IP version 6 addresses, they bundled it in one sentence. So far, the changes we have talked about are not important and you need to worry about them for CCNA 200-301 exam, in my view. But from now on, things are important and you need to make sure that you're gonna be able to cover these areas of knowledge. First one, 1.12. 1.12, in the previous exam topic, it just talks about server virtualizations. But in the new blueprint, two other types of virtualizations is also added: containers and VRFs. So you need to understand these two technologies as well. For 2.5b, which is related to rapid PVST or rapid spanning tree per VLAN protocol, not just port states need to be learned, but also port states and roles need to be covered. And 2.5c it was port fast benefits, and now it is port fast. In my view, this means that you need to know more about port fast, not only the benefits of it. And for 2.8, instead of just describe AP and WLC management access connections, including Telnet, SSH, HTTP, HTTPS, etc., they changed the AP and WLC to network device. So it is a bit broader, it's more general. So you need to know about broader range of devices, not only AP and WLC. And also they added cloud managed. As you know that these days many vendors, including Cisco, have some cloud managed capabilities for devices as well. So you just connect to a cloud based single pane of management glass, and then you can manage all of your devices from that panel, so you don't need to individually connect to your devices to be able to manage them. Continuing with extensions and replacement, 5.5, instead of describe remote access and site-to-site VPNs, they specifically clarified they need these details, I mean remote access and site-to-site VPNs, with IPsec protocols. We have different protocols for remote access and site-to-site VPNs, including SSL or other protocols, but in the new blueprint, they specifically need you to learn about IPsec protocol or IP security protocol. 5.7 has actually and verify. Previously, it was just configure, and now they add configure and verify. So you need to know about the verification commands, including show and debug commands for layer 2 security features like DHCP snooping, dynamic ARP inspection, and port security. Although I don't believe anyone just learn how you can configure a technology and not troubleshooting it, but they actually kind of made it clear. So this could be added to the clarification categorization as well, but I just mentioned it here. And the other one is 5.10. Again, you have and verify, so you need to know how you can configure and how you need to verify, or how you can verify the WLAN within GUI using a WPA2 pre-shared key or PSK. The last two extensions or replacements, 6.5 for the REST APIs or REST-based APIs, plus CRUD, which is standing for create, read, update, and delete, and HTTP verbs and data encoding, they added the authentication types as well. So for REST API, you need to know what types of authentications are supported, and you can use them as well. And finally, for 6.6, formally, they mentioned about the automation systems. They actually talked about Puppet, Chef, and Ansible, but in the new one, they want to talk about Ansible and Terraform. And so you don't need to learn about Puppet and Chef anymore. This part is the most important part. and I called it inclusions and exclusions. What have been included? 2.5D. It's a new topic, which is about rapid PVST plus again. These topics were not in the 1.0. So root guard, loop guard, BPDU filter, and BPDU guard, which are all spanning tree protocol security features, have been added to the list, and you need to know how these technologies are working. And based on the new trends of technology, which is AI, you need to know that how AI is going to impact the network operations. So this is a kind of moving to the new era of network operations. And instead of this one, they removed the previous one, which was about compare traditional campus device management with Cisco DNA Center enabled device management. Alright guys, this was our today's video about the new blueprint of CCNA 200-301 course. Also, again, I'm insisting, if you're planning to take CCNA 200-301 exam or any other exams, always check the latest news about the exam on the vendor's website. I wish you enjoyed today's video and see you in the next ones.